The thing is, we have some rather sanitized conceptions of what angels are, and sort of white flowing robes with this kind of, well done hair and harps and so forth. The biblical angels are objects of real fear. I mean, whenever they appear to someone, the first thing they say is, don't be afraid, in effect, because they are not of this world. And just as the deity is not of this world, God is not a nice, clean old man, to quote Samuel Beckett, or to paraphrase him, probably. But this fearsome, unknowable, terrible power that is capable of great acts of mercy and kindness, but whose ultimate intentions, are unfathomable. So an angelic monster kind of sums up the monstrous aspect of angels in an archaic sense.
When you state, and this is in the introduction from yourself in Sweating Blood, you say ultimately Bloy was a mystic. I want to know what does Bloyian mysticism look like?
Well, I think that mysticism means looking past the ephemeral and the everyday towards what is eternal and absolute in events. And there you see the grand gestures that people either are or aren't performing, of sacrifice, of revenge, of execration, of really whatever. Each story by Bloy, and there are 30 of them in each collection, sort of centers around an act that somebody performs, whether good or bad, noble or ignoble. And it's the symbolic content of that act that is the focus. And that's where the mysticism comes in, because you can see a glimpse of the eternal through the fleeting gestures that are made in this world.
So do you, in a sense, it seems to come across there that Bloy possibly saw himself as almost like a lived experience, as if the modern world, he's living amidst another Sodom and Gomorrah. He sees himself amidst a biblical tale, a biblical fable.
I think so. Or you can put it in science fiction terms. It's like he had X-ray vision, and he could see past he could see through the exterior trappings of someone and see the soul within, as it were.
But also, this world that Bloy is within is the punishment for how we have treated God.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what he described, part of the power of these tales is that he's describing, really without metaphor, hell on earth. Everything is already pretty much as bad as it can possibly get, and so the thing, and this is all warranted by the way that people have acted, and humanity has brought it on itself, and the thing to do now is to face this reality nobly, as it were, with the proper faith and resolution.
This reality, it seems, of all the vices, the one that gets his goat the most, and is just mentioned time and time again, and with respect to his personal life, was the one that seems to bring about the most fire, the most rage, and is also reality, is, I guess, the spectrum of poverty and riches, or poverty and wealth. So he is extremely poor, like borderline destitute, but his vehemence and his basically hatred of anyone rich for me, it's borderline unchristian how he treats these people. I don't really know how to describe it, because it is. So he's I will allow. Well, how would you describe his relationship with, I guess, wealth of both ends, right? Poverty and being rich.
Well, one of the nicknames that he went by, of course, as I'm sure you know, was the ungrateful beggar. So that describes one pole of things. He had the sense that he was entitled to being taken to a certain amount of material benefit in this world, and that it was incumbent upon those who knew him and even those who didn't to provide it. Then there's his contempt for the moneyed classes and individuals, and I think that his scorn there really stems from the kind of moral complacency and sort of self-satisfied smugness and comfortability, the comfort and longing for comfort that above all else that characterizes the moneyed classes. For him, the world we live in is a site of combat and struggle. It's of a spiritual nature, and so people who are comfortable are not living in the real world as he sees it. They're living in denial of this world where you have to wage these spiritual battles and fight off Satan every day, as it were.
So for him, theodicy isn't, the problem of suffering isn't anything to be overcome. That's something that actually should be embraced?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. He sees the world as a very dirty place, this modern wasteland that we inhabit, that is where everything is in ruin and is in disrepair and murk and muck. But there is life, and there is even beauty that springs up in the cracks of things. And he saw a kindred spirit of somebody who was fallen in a fallen world, and who sought to rise up out of it to some extent.
And that's where much of the plot for The Desperate Man is from that lived experience? Just mourning the state of the world, and also angry, added in real contrast to other apparitions of Mary. I mean, it's sorrowful, it's vengeful, it's at odds with the world. It's not Mary as the indulgent, merciful mother. It's Mary as more of an accuser and someone who indicts this world. I mean, the idea that you could take that kind of indignation, which otherwise I would associate with, someone of like a nihilistic sensibility, and actually ally that with God and religion is remarkable. That's interesting actually to think about, because such people who would, with probably the same energy as Bloy, shout on the streets for people to repent. I mean, those kind of people, everyone just wants to get away from. It's just unfathomably boring very, very quickly. There's not any substance to it. And yet with Bloy, you just want to stay with it. Why do you think that? Does he ask us to repent, do you think? Or is it more just, here it is, you can do with it what you want as the reader?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's an excellent point. He's not very moralizing, oddly enough. Because he's an executioner, so the judgment has already been passed. He's simply, carrying out the sentence. Yeah,